Coming up right now, it's a heart-stopping moment. A woman's brushed with death, all caught on camera. Did she survive? I guess we'll show you.
Don't give it all away,
Oh,
Mitch.
sorry.
Also coming up, what is happening in our public schools? Another bizarre vending machine decision could be approved, this time in Maryland.
All right, a little bit later on, forget those sick days. There's one company that's planning to offer sex days
What?
as a way to motivate its force. All right.
I'm channeling my own Mitch
You
English
go,
right now.
what?
What? Daily Flash starts right now.
Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
Hey everyone, I'm Andrea Jackson.
I'm Mitch English. Kids, this is Daily Flash.
Look at this.
Sweet baby James got his purse and sitting down
Purse.
with the camera
You
down.
know what? I got a lot of stuff for you today.
Satchel.
Yeah.
What's
satchel.
in the
Satchel's
satchel?
more manly. You know, I got
Do we have
something
a
for
shot
you
on
to
him,
drink.
by the
There
way?
you go. Coca-Cola.
Oh, a mini.
Well, hold on.
You need
show
to
that
pay for
again.
those shots. I'm
All
sorry.
right.
The
you got
mini
your drink.
Cokes. I love those.
There you go. I got a fruit strip for you. You know, just in case, keep you hungry.
So much it's all sugar.
It's all
Just,
natural.
Yeah.
All
sugar.
sugar.
This is.
If
it
you're
tastes
if
really
you're
good.
wondering and you're keeping up at home, James is a 95-year-old woman now.
There you go. And a cup of noodles.
And
You know,
diabetic.
hey,
And
since-
enough salt to solidify your body for at least 2 weeks.
Hey, it is what it is. You know,
Okay.
just try to keep myself hungry.
Yeah.
Satisfied.
All right. Matt Doolittle's also joining us today. Matt, how are you, baby?
Can I tell you the best thing to follow on?
Matt, how are you? I asked.
I'm good.
Thank you, God.
The best thing to follow online right now are John Cena turning heel. You know what that is? John Cena, after 22 years, is finally a bad guy. And it's gone all over. They were talking about it on like national news about this because he's the biggest Make-A-Wish giver of all time, like the best one for all these
can't
kids.
see him.
So you can't see him, but now you can as a bad guy.
I missed that. Did you understand?
Remember when
that?
Hulk Hogan?
That's okay. I got you, bro. I
Remember
got
when
you.
Hulk Hogan became a bad guy and it was a big deal?
I got you. Is it a big deal? It
Get
is.
with it.
It is.
All right, we got more of James and Matt's show coming up in a second, and we'll figure out what the hell they were talking about. But something about John Cena is all I heard.
Something I know, and a heel.
And
I don't know.
He disappears.
And he disappears.
But he does a lot for the Children's Miracle Network, is what you're saying.
He does
right?
a lot for the
Make-A-Wish-
children.
Make-A-Wish
Make-A-Wish,
Foundation.
thank you.
Make a wish.
Okay.
Most annoying sound. Go.
Mock Hain bird. Hey. No, I would say a baby crying.
Baby crying. Matt.
Leaf blower.
Leaf
I
blower.
can't stand leaf blowers.
James.
A woman asking me for money.
Oh man almighty.
All right. Here is the list of the most annoying sounds. Podcasters lip smack.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Right?
I got you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also on
Yeah.
the list, the TikTok voice or cell phone voice.
Yeah, the auto voice.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, like
It
the
just
AI?
auto reads. Yeah, the
yeah.
AI
Yeah.
auto reads.
This is mine. Styrofoam. It
Ah.
sends me through
Oh, the sound
roof.
of it?
Yes.
Really?
That,
The
squeaky
that-
sound?
Yes.
He has
Oh.
a lot of styrofoam to build like small models for
Oh.
filmmaking. You would not.
You
Yeah.
wouldn't- Wow.
An air horn.
Okay. Well, that's when your cat gets out.
Matt, leaf blower.
Leaf blowers.
Any ringtone. If you don't have your phone on vibrate, people are like, ringtones
Yeah,
are so out.
I got you.
Yeah.
And then one guy said, I can't decide whether a cat in heat or Yoko Ono's voice is more annoying.
It's the same thing. It is the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know when the leaf blower got me was when we were all locked up for those couple months there. But because I'd never been home during the afternoon. But every Tuesday and Wednesday, or every Tuesday and Friday, when they'd come by with the leaf blower to do their work, because they were actually still working, it drove me insane at 7 a.m.
Yep.
Every day. And after that, I can't hear them without.
And then
it
once you
cringing.
dial into it, you can't ignore
No,
it.
it's always there.
Just tell John Cena. He'll take care of it.
But I can hear him, but I can't see him.
That is annoying. No, I'm with you on that. I just gave you a hard time, Maddie. All right, check this out. It's a heart-stopping moment. You're going to want to watch TV here in a second. A British woman escapes death as a speeding car comes crashing toward her. Check it out. In the clip, you can actually see the woman walking as a speeding truck.
Oh, my
Look at right, closes in
goodness.
right behind her.
Oh.
She actually walks past a parked SUV. That's when the truck hits the parked car and flips through the air. It sends the parked car right into a brick wall. As it overturns, it misses the woman just by inches. She was not hurt, as you can imagine, a little shaken up. Police there say that the driver who caused the accident was unharmed, showed no signs of intoxication. He told officers that he was in a rush to finish some errands, could have been on the phone as well, but even still, very scary. It's just not your time. That's just...
Final destination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, now, here's the thing. I hope that was her car, because why would she be walking at that area?
Yes.
I'm hoping that's her car.
Yeah. So her car sustained more damage than she did.
She should not be walking there. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, you're right. But if it was her car, that would be normal activity. You're going around to the driver's side door.
No, she walks right past
No,
it. Look
you're
at
right. You're right. Nope, not her car. I'm
So,
guessing.
who's in the fault there? It kind of
Good
makes you wonder, but even
night.
still, it's just one of those things where it shows you when it's your time, and final destination. Right?
And some people are saying, well, she doesn't look like she was that nervous. Well, she didn't know what was happening.
you
It all
don't
happened
know.
behind her. So it wasn't until after the fact, and probably when she saw the video, that she's like, oh my gosh, I
She was
almost
on the
was
phone.
killed.
She has the
She
phone
was.
in her
Oh,
hand.
was she on the phone?
She did have
She
the
had
phone
it
in her
on her
hand as she
phone.
was talking. I don't think she was. She just had it in her hand.
Yeah.
She could be talking
She
on the
could have
phone,
been.
like speakerphone.
Reminder to drivers: this guy was in a rush, or gal was in a rush to get errands done. Look how many hours this has set you back.
Yeah, that's a good
and
point.
If you could have just slowed down and taken a little bit more time, you would have got your errands finished.
Slow down,
Slow
everybody.
down.
Take it easy.
What is happening in our public schools? A new law in Maryland could make condoms available in vending machines for students in grades K through 12. The bill seeks to end a decades-long ban on vending machines providing condoms and other contraceptives in public schools. Now, those in favor say it will provide teens with access to contraceptives. Those who are against it say it takes away parental control and promotes sex education, over-education, I should say, for even the young ones, K through 3rd. Maryland remains one of the only states where selling condoms in vending machines on school grounds is criminal.
So here's the thing. First off, they have to have coins or money to get one. It looks like the coin operator. No kid never has money on it. It has to be where you have a
phone
card to be able to do that.
yeah.
Second thing is, why are the strip clubs? They have the cologne guys in the bathroom.
yeah.
That's what they need in elementary school.
Yeah.
And some Axe body spray.
Yes.
'Cause the kids stink, man.
Tyrone back there in a tuxedo, ready to spray you,
Yeah.
and wash their hands,
Yeah,
and wash their hands.
Instead of like getting the hall duty guy, they need that nice somebody to work the bathrooms.
No,
you
do
know?
they have, you boys would know this, do they have condom machines in these strip clubs?
No, but we're a little jealous because y'all do. I got these cool machines.
Y'all got
it-
couches.
I'm innocent. I don't know anything about what they're talking about.
What's in the bag?
I've
You,
never seen
you
that.
needed vending
Yeah.
machines like that.
I just don't understand why a kindergartner needs to be
100%.
exposed to. And I don't understand why, I think parents have an argument here. That is something that needs to be discussed with the parents, but not done on school grounds. I think that's outrageous.
I think it is too.
Kindergartner's going to make it a finger puppet.
It's
Well, yeah, and here's the thing: you're going to go to the machine, you're going to put your dollar bill in, and then whatever you're picking gets stuck right there.
Yeah, and then, you're gonna
there's
have
a line of people behind you. Like,
what are you getting over there? Doritos or Trojans?
Exactly.
and,
Oh my gosh.
will those machines ever work though? That's the thing. It seems like and they have to sell the novelty ones. And then here's another thing: they call them family planning centers. The last thing I'm thinking about when I'm buying one of those is a family.
Yeah,
I'm
that's-
not
that's
planning
supposed to be
anything.
the
Trying to
opposite.
prevent one.
That's what they need to call.
I saw Rahm Emanuel. He was former mayor of Chicago. He
right.
was on with Bill Maher, and they were talking about politics. And we don't get into politics on this show, but I thought he made a great point. He goes, "Can we get out of the bathrooms? Can we stop talking
that's a
about
good
bathrooms?
point. I
Our
like that.
education is dying on the vine. We have the lowest reading scores." He goes, "If I knew I could get into a girl's bathroom when I was in junior high or high school, I totally would have been a they/them just to get into the girls' bathroom."
Oh wow.
I do it today. However, after every meeting, we have to talk about because there's a majority of guys here, and
Yes.
we have to talk about target practice because we don't know
it's
that.
true.
You don't want to be in our bathrooms,
No.
trust me, right? So keep that in mind. There's a whole thing we can go off on this, but that's a very good point. And I also feel that it adds on to It's like they're staying away from the big issue, which is getting our kids educated.
Educated, yes.
But here's like a sideshow
Right.
that keeps us distracted from it while bills can be passed. So why do we need that?
In the midst of reading scores being at their lowest of all times, math scores, I mean, you name it, the education scores in this country, especially in the bigger cities like Chicago, New York, and Los Angeles, are at all-time lows. And yet we're obsessed with who can use the bathroom.
No, you're 100% right. And you know, if the kids want those contraceptives, whatever, you always get the hot math teacher. Matt can tell you, right? I mean, high school.
Well, now
We just need to have teachers quit hooking up.
But now you got self-checkout, so you don't even have that embarrassing moments like I did where you're like, you hide it with your food.
All right, we got to wrap it up. All right, and by the way, if you're doing if you're doing a self checkout, you don't need one in the first place.
Yeah.
More Flash coming up right after this. Don't go anywhere. Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. Mitch English along with the beautiful Andrea Jackson. Listen, if you want to live longer, there's actually, experts say, 4 very simple things each of us have to do each day to all make this happen.
Okay.
So there's a little notes. Put it down.
Okay.
Grab your pen, grab your paper if you need to, and take
right,
notes.
I'm ready.
First one, eat 5 different colors a day. All right, we're talking about fruits and vegetables every day, all to ensure that you get a range of nutrients. You would definitely want to focus on fruits, veggies, nuts, and lean meats as well. That will help out for healthy aging, so keep that in mind.
Okay, number 2 on the list, get your butt moving.
Yeah.
Experts say sitting is the new smoking. Mix up your workouts, go for a hike, a run, walk on the treadmill. It's a great way to keep the joints flexible and to add years to your life.
Number 3, and we hear this a lot, prioritize your sleep.
So
Now, current
true.
guidelines suggest that you should get about 7 to 9 hours. Some experts say consistency is more important than actually just the amount of hours. Going to bed and getting up at the very same time is very key. So think of quality versus quantity, meaning you don't need all those hours if your body's waking you
I
up.
gotta tell you, like there was a time where I was going to bed at the same time and getting up at the same time, and I have never felt better. And it's so hard to manage when you've got different schedules in the house and you're staying up later one night and going to bed earlier the next.
It's a very good point. And if you look back like Native Americans and even further back from that caveman time, you know, they got up pretty much with sunrise, sunset, and that
Right.
sort of thing. And we have all these distractions that are keeping us
That is
otherwise.
true. I think your body knows it's perfect time for sleep, and sometimes we fight it. Number 4, challenge yourself. Do something that engages your brain and strengthens neural pathways. Do crosswords, do math puzzles, play cards, anything that will keep your brain sharp.
And they're saying that will really hold off Alzheimer's too. It's
Yeah.
just keeping it together. So 4 easy things you need to
Yep.
do. And you know, when you look at it the simplistic ways, you're like, well, there's no way I can change my life. How about changing one thing of those and then you eventually move on?
Yes.
And I think that helps out. And if you want more information about this, of course, we also would like to know your tips as well. Head to our website, dailyflashshow.com. There, see that button right there? You hit sound off. It sends us an email. Say, hey, this is what I do every day. We'd love to share that with others so that we can all live a nice, long life.
We've got a couple other things to talk about here. There's a new series, Mitch, called Scamanda. It's streaming on Hulu right now. It's based on a hit podcast. It follows a woman who uses social media to scam thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars from neighbors, coworkers, and churchgoers. Her hook? She claimed she has cancer.
All of a sudden, it went dark.
She was a liar.
Why would somebody fake cancer?
Thousands of people threw money at her.
I started donating $500 a month, $3,000, $20,000.
The community raised $100,000.
Everyone's lives has been touched by cancer, and that was something Amanda tapped into.
Amanda Riley was actually sentenced to 5 years in prison. She was recently released. Now, what's interesting about this investigation, Mitch, is once neighbors sort of figured out what was going on, they clued the local police department in on it. And the detective, the lead detective on the case, was struggling. He realized there was something wrong, but with HIPAA laws, which protect your health information, they struggled to figure out whether or not she really had cancer. So they hit a brick wall several times. And then eventually, the IRS got involved because on her blog and website, she had Donate Now button on there. And that money that she was getting was going straight into her personal bank account. And that's the way they were able to eventually get her and put her in prison for 5 years. But the amount of money that she received, countless, at least $100,000 that was traceable, but that doesn't, 100,000, but that doesn't include the gift cards, the cash donations she got from church, the checks neighbors wrote to her, the freebies, the free trips, the free promos. I mean, free daycare, free childcare.
And just being treated differently. Yes. I mean, it does something to that. And hopefully that there's a special elevator that takes you down to help a bit, because it plays on people's emotions. And then they don't want to help again.
That's
and we're
right.
hearing more and more of these kind of cases because of technology making it easier to donate, you know, and it's sad.
And there's, it's sort of like the perfect time for her when it was the blog and Facebook were kind of becoming popular. So it was a new way for folks to kind of get involved, and she drew a lot of attention. She was also getting some help from her husband and her mom. And there was another case. This one is in Australia. And it involves a woman there that the story was also turned into a podcast.
Oh, cool.
And it was turned into a true crime drama for Netflix, which recently went online, called Apple Cider Vinegar. Take a look.
I have recently been diagnosed with a third cancer.
It has 90,000 likes. She does not have spleen cancer.
Always know what you're putting in your body.
Now, it's a simple question. Do you have cancer?
This story is very similar. This woman was from Australia. Her name was Belle Gibson. There's also a documentary on Netflix called Instagram's Biggest Scam Artist. She never did any time behind bars, though. She still has not paid back the $500,000 that Australian investigators have demanded from her, that they say she pocketed. And then recently she tried joining an Ethiopian cult and changing her name.
Well, that'll do it.
But she also kind of used timing with social media just right. It was when Instagram just got hot and when apps came on board. She had an app called The Whole Pantry. Beautiful pictures. She claimed she had cancer, but she cured her cancer by eating certain kinds of foods, which she promoted in this app, and also a cookbook. Now, Apple even featured her on their home screen when they released the Apple Watch. Apple hasn't come forward to make a comment about it. Penguin Books won't comment about it, but they all got wrapped into this complete ruse.
And you think about it, especially when it comes to cures, how dangerous that can be.
Yes.
I mean, because somebody is like, well, this person did it and it worked fine. I'm assuming apple cider vinegar had something to do with it, right?
Yeah.
And somebody wind up ODing on it or getting hurt.
Yeah, well, and she's sort of in the same boat in that she was fundraising on these other cancer patients, real cancer patients. She was saying, oh, I'm raising money for so-and-so. And that's eventually how she got caught. So the question is, like, do you trust these fundraising issues?
And you want to help, but
you do.
Yeah, it's sad about that, by all means. It's sad and sick if you have to think about that. We got Doing It coming up with Matt Doolittle.
Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. Time for some Doing It with me, Matt Doolittle. Now listen, I've done some crazy things in my life, if you know me at all. I've jumped out of a plane at 18,000 feet, raced stock cars, and swam with sharks. I've even been to Vegas a couple times with Mitch English, which quite frankly was the most dangerous one of them all. But this right here, nope, hard pass. So this delightful trust exercise took place at a place called Fly Dining in Puerto Rico. Did I say that right, Hugo? I hope I said that right. Diners pay top dollar to eat a meal well dangling 100 feet in the air, because why not? Mix fine dining with sheer panic. One of the guests was celebrating her 41st birthday and suddenly found herself in the lead role of her own horror movie. A cable snapped and made the platform turn into a personal Tower of Terror ride, which I've been on and is pretty safe. Naturally, she ran straight to Facebook posting, "We almost lost our lives!" Yes, well, that's what happened when you pay to eat sashimi in the sky instead of, I don't know, a normal restaurant like a sane person. I'm sure the food was great and the views were spectacular. We should mention that all 13 guests were safely lowered back to the sweet, sweet ground. Love you, ground. And of course, Fly Dining shut down for a full inspection to ensure the future safety of all of its daredevil diners. Now, all right, let's be real.
The company released the classic statement saying safety is our top priority, yada yada. We'll check all the bells and whistles. Okay, look, I love a good thrill ride. But that's why I stick to places like Universal and Disney, SeaWorld, Busch Gardens. You know, places where the rides are designed and inspected by engineers, not something by a guy who got his GED in a van down by the river. Look, I just turned 40. When I celebrate my 41st birthday, I'll be doing it inside a nice restaurant, on the ground, where the only thing I have to worry about is whether the waiter refilled my drink and the structure was inspected before I'm seated at my table and I don't fall out of the sky.
All right.
No way.
Not at all, Maddie. First off, yeah, do you tip the guy that lifts you up? Because there's no tip.
Well, you got
happening.
tipped, so I think you're good. If you got tipped, you're not
wrong guy to
tipping.
tip. Oh, makes complete sense. Thank you, Maddie. There's your doing it for this week. Andrea?
All right, now that award season is finally over and the Oscar statues have all been handed out, time to take a look at something insiders call the Oscar curse. Many refer to it as the post-Oscars career decline. Some notables include Cuba Gooding Jr. after his big win for Best Supporting Actor in Jerry Maguire, Halle Berry for her Best Actress Oscar win for Monsters Ball, even Gwyneth Paltrow after her controversial win for Shakespeare in Love. The romantic comedy even beat out, I still can't believe this, Saving Private Ryan for Best Picture. The downfall of Miramax and Harvey Weinstein followed several years later. Well, some even point to Kevin Costner and his win for Dances with Wolves. The actor-director struggled to top what some considered one of the best movies ever made. There's also something known as the curse of being overdue. Glenn Close has been nominated 8 times, never won.
Oh, wow.
Amy Adams follows close behind with 6 noms and no wins.
Wow. And then the girl, Precious, you know.
Oh, yeah, yes.
I mean, she
yes.
hasn't really done all that much afterwards. And I mean, it's obviously a big, big honor. Marissa Tomei, I think, was the biggest.
That's a good one, too,
controversy. You still see her pop up every once in a while.
But never to the height she was
Yes.
before winning the Oscar. And I'm guessing some are predicting that the woman who just won Best Actress and beat out Demi Moore, Mikey McAdams, I think was her name, she may follow suit because no one really ever heard of her before, and maybe they won't after this.
And I guess it's all, the play is what movies you do afterwards, because now everybody's going to be watching her, so she's got to do a really, really good job.
Yeah, because you think about Halle Berry in Monsters Ball, and then after that, it was just nothing.
I mean, think about Leo, because Leo
DiCaprio.
He was chasing an Oscar for so
Yep.
long.
So think that much.
And now I think he's got one, and I haven't seen.
He hasn't really, I mean, he's doing a lot of conservation efforts now, it seems
And
like.
maybe they don't care. Maybe winning the Oscar is like all they care about and becomes a doorstop in their bathroom, and they're like, okay, I'm good.
Being nominated is sometimes, they say, because they can always say you're Oscar nominated actor, yada, yada. So keep that in mind. Speaking of great actors, fans of the late actor Gene Hackman have actually been leaving notes and flowers at a Santa Fe restaurant. Hackman once owned a stake in Go-To Eatery, known as Ginger Bar and Bistro. It's in the New Mexico hotspot. Owner Doug Lanham considers himself a lifetime friend and former business partner of the late actor. He recently told TMZ that Hackman would stop by and just for a bite to eat and then pay for other patrons' tabs. Hackman co-owned the restaurant before selling his stake in the business several years ago. He was, of course, found dead along with his wife and one of their 3 German Shepherds in late February. Hackman was 95 years old, his wife Betsy 65, and of course, what exactly happened, we're still trying to figure out, and I'm sure, will be speculation after that point. But I could see people wanting to praise him for his body of work. My favorite, I know him as Superman, but I think he was the best in The Replacements.
Runaway Jury.
Runaway Jury is a great Conversation.
Yeah, French Connection.
Man, we can keep going on. Today's trends, tomorrow's talk, more of it after this.
This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome to Daily Flash. I'm Andrea Jackson,
I am-
along with
Oh, there you go.
Mitch
Mitch
English.
English. I'm Mitch English.
Yes, you are. Last time I
we
checked.
are? James, are we cool on that?
Yeah,
Last time I
yeah,
checked.
yep.
Yep,
Yes.
I've
Mitch
seen
English.
the ID and the passport.
Very nice. Okay, I'm about to head out here. By the way, March, what is it, May 7th, you got to have the star on your driver's license. I was traveling.
Oh, yes.
And they let you know everywhere the real ID.
Yeah, the real ID, yes.
Not every state has it too, guys, so keep that in mind.
But you got to have it if you're going to travel
If you're gonna
out of
travel.
state,
Yep.
out of country, whatnot. March, in like a lamb, out like a lion?
Lion, yeah, I
In
think
like
so.
a lion, out like a lamb? How are we feeling?
I feel like it's going by so quickly that it is out like a lamb.
Okay.
And we're about to hit the big stuff because just the temperature and conditions wise, I like that way. All right, talking about travel.
Yeah.
You can go to New York and you can get you a nice New York strip.
Yeah.
Or you can go to Texas and get yourself the same thing but a Texas strip. Looks like the lieutenant governor there is taking care of business.
I love it.
He says, listen, you know what everybody knows the New York strip is, right?
Yeah,
you order a New York strip. Well, he is looking to change the name of New York strip, the lieutenant governor there, to Texas strip. He says Texas adds to all of the beef.
Right.
And why should he just came out and said, why should New Yorkers get all of the play? New York City, boy, I tell you, boy, I say what.
Just changing the names of everything.
No, I honestly think that's what it is.
And oddly enough, he looked like Foghorn Leghorn.
He does look like it.
Say,
check
boy,
that out.
say.
Either way, you're going. People up in New York will never go for this whatsoever. And to me, if you say Texas strip, to me it means it's bigger.
Ginormous.
Like it would be a bigger.
Yeah.
So that's what they should do instead of a New York strip. Say call it a Texas strip, but it's the same thing but bigger.
Wasn't he also saying that most of the New York strip steaks are actually from Texas cattle?
Right? That's what
And so he's like, why do we continue to call it New York strip when it's Texas cattle that's giving you the New York strip steak?
This is the freedom fries thing all over again. Too.
Gulf of America,
Gulf
baby.
America. It's all about names.
Gulf of America.
America.
Move over sick days and say hello to sex days.
Say what?
Oh my.
Yes, a recent study followed 800 staffers and 200 managers across all age groups.
Those perverts following them around like. Let's go.
Researchers found that 50% of those 9-to-5ers who ditched their desk for their bed showed an increase in their work output and their overall mental health. The report suggests that those workers who were surveyed would welcome sex days, either paid, Mitch, or unpaid.
Paid? Wait a minute.
Paid as in you're getting paid for a sex day as opposed to paid for a sick day.
I wholeheartedly agree with that. It does. Listen, if it makes, a lot of people say that this is very thin blade we have to stand on right now. I'll say, but there is a difference. I think maybe I could speak for Matt. Can I speak for you guys?
Yeah, sure.
Don't speak for Matt, please. We're gonna have to start this whole show all over again.
Is that I feel like you're a little bit more productive out of the way. When Liza's, she's in LA all this week, and I'm in a good mood. So, when she left last night, but I don't think you should. I think what they should do. I've worked at companies where they say, listen, you get your birthday off.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, some people say, I don't do anything. Well, you get one day a year. Yeah. You can pick whenever you want. You can say, hey, this is my birthday. You can take it off. That mentality, and not necessarily call it that.
Yeah.
And then when there's 2 employees out at the same day. That's what HR is doing.
Yeah.
Well, don't they call it PTO, paid time off? PTO is how,
right.
if you take
PTO,
vacation
right.
or sick days are,
pretty
coded or something of it. Exactly. But anytime somebody's in a new relationship, there's usually a new pep in their step.
I think you're
so
right.
So this kind of makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Leave it to Jackson to class this up.
I'm trying desperately. After the Rockies, the X-rated start.
Today's Trends, tomorrow's Talks, and HR coming up.
This is Tim. Tim is all about time. And if you've ever had a chance to look into Tim's cold, dead eyes, you'll see that it's time for you to follow us on social media. Sure, there's 10,000 social sites out there, and we don't have the time to name them all. Seriously, just ask Tim. So take the time to look for Daily Flash TV on your favorite social sites and start following us. That's all the time, Tim. Goodbye.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. It is time for us to take a trip to the bright side. These are the stories that highlight some of the good happening around the world. Mitch, get us started.
I would love to do so indeed. I got a great story. Thank you so much, Andy. You're going to love it because, well, it's a love story and it's kind of like a second chance of sorts, if you will. A Colorado woman has given her former high school prom date the ultimate second chance by donating her kidney to save his life. 35 years after attending prom together, Stephen Bone and Kelly Thrasher Howell reconnected when Bone revealed that he had a very desperate need for a transplant. Now, without hesitation, Thrasher Howell got tested and turned out to be a perfect match. The transplant was a success, and the two now actually share a lifelong bond beyond their teenage dance. This heartwarming act of kindness proves that some connections are just meant to last forever. Now, what makes this is even more remarkable is a story that is at the University of Pennsylvania's Medical Center has a paired exchange program, and it works like this. Let's say you want to donate a kidney to a friend, but the two of you don't genetically match. Well, the program will match your kidney with someone in need, and in return, bump your friend to the top of the waiting list. And that's what happened. Wow. Alana actually made the decision without knowing about Sean's need to donate her kidney, basically to a stranger. They found out that it would work inside of him, and so they did. Really cool, that kind of story that you are definitely connected with somebody. So remember that on your prom dates.
Now, when they hear Journey, do they slow dance together even though they're in different cities? All right, Mitch, thank you. John McFall is a former para-Olympian, and he is set to become the first astronaut with a disability to go to space. McFall was recently selected by the European Space Agency, known as the ESA, and has been cleared for takeoff to the International Space Station. His selection is part of the ESA's para-astronaut project. John lost his leg in a motorcycle accident some years ago. He's taking part in a rigorous training program for the spaceflight, which he says will prove there are no limits in our universe.
I agree with that. Matt, you're a big space guy.
Yeah.
And the rigidness of what's going on there, it didn't seem like it slowed him down.
It's years of testing and the stuff he's got to go through extra to prove that he can, withstand the forces. And then also the equipment that he's going to have to adjust to once he gets up there, because it's not really made for that. It's made, there's certain harnesses, there's certain training, and there's exercises you have to do that they're going to have to kind of customize for him that he's going to have to adjust to.
But I think for him, like being able to move in space without any sort of limitations would be an absolute dream for
and
him.
the science of it's going to be great for them to be able to test how the limbs and everything kind of change and all that.
You talk about science too. I mean, most of what we learn when they go to outer space, we don't realize, but I'm sure somewhere along the lines, prosthetics had something to do with it in outer space, like they tested them. You know what I'm saying? There's so much that we have here on Earth outside of Velcro and Tang.
Yeah, they're good.
Right?
Yeah. All right. Well, who doesn't love watching turtles,
Sure.
even if they're not teenage or mutant or ninjas? All right. You got to see this. It's an incredible sight to see hundreds of thousands of sea turtles arrive on India's eastern coast for their annual nesting event. The female turtles return to the same beaches where they were born and lay their eggs. The massive nesting event is a testament to the success of India's conservation efforts. Local volunteers fence off the beach to prevent visitors from disturbing the nests. And turtle conservation is huge out there right now. We actually have a family friend down in Marathon in the Keys here who has a turtle hospital that's world famous, and they go out and they'll bring turtles in, rehabilitate them, and their goal is to send them out, and if they're not able to go back out, they try to place them in a facility where they can, have a thriving life, and so they can research them.
And there's a new Smyrna beach near us. I think they have a turtle thing that goes out as well. And the only thing I feel bad about turtles is like when they have girls over, they can't come into their house because the house is always moving. It's like trailer parks or whatever. It's neat to see that though. But that's massive. Look at them all. Wow.
And then there's special, I know on our beach there's special lighting. They try and keep it fairly dark for those turtles because they're attracted to the light.
Yeah, they're supposed to go towards the moon, not towards A1A.
Right, good point. We're doing some streaming for the weekend coming up, still to come, right here on Daily Flash.
After months of extreme weather, many are seeing their lawns struggle to bounce back this spring. Here are some tips to help.
After a long winter, lawns are struggling. And with the summer heat fast approaching, there's little time to recover and build healthy, thick lawns before weeds and potential droughts set in. I always recommend homeowners start with a consistent fertilizer program because maintaining a healthy and thick lawn is a great way to crowd out any weeds. Weeds are not only unsightly, but they steal nutrients and water from the grass. I know Arthur has some great recommendations as well.
Matt's right. Now's the time to act. My family's been in the turfgrass industry for over 75 years, and we've been working with Scotts for over 60 years. This year brought some of the most extreme weather I've seen. Tackling lawn care early and consistently is more important than ever. And with water restrictions, smart watering is the key. Audit your irrigation systems, water less frequently but longer. Water early in the morning to avoid evaporation.
I love using Scott's Turf Builder Weed and Feed. It will kickstart your grass and help it survive summer stress while also killing common weeds. To learn more, visit scotts.com.
Our friend Emily Kaufman, the travel mom, is teaming up with Travel Guard to share some helpful tips for women. Hi, Emily.
Hello, and happy International Women's Day. More and more women are traveling in record numbers, whether it's solo trips or girls' getaways. And I'm at the location of a fantastic hotel that's an ideal stay for a girlfriend's getaway. I'm at the London Hotel, West Hollywood at Beverly Hills. And this gorgeous rooftop pool has views all the way from downtown to the beach and everything in between. And I have been blessed to travel and see the world. And I have learned so much through trial and error about traveling as a woman, whether it's by myself or with my girlfriends. And I'm excited because I've teamed up with Travel Guard, the travel insurance company, to create a series of women's travel tips videos to keep you safe while you're on the go. Travel Guard has been an advocate for safe travel for a very long time and providing travel tips for women since 2018. If you visit their website, travelguard.com, and click under their resources, you'll be able to see my videos and other travel tips that they've been providing. I'm Emily Kaufman, the travel mom, wishing you a happy International Women's Day and safe travels for all women. Again, visit travelguard.com.
Hey, we got a good way for you to take a break from technology and your cell phone. Check this out.
In the know. U.S. Cellular is one of the largest wireless carriers in the United States, providing national network coverage and industry-leading innovations designed to help customers stay connected to the things that matter most. But they know that sometimes technology can become a distraction.
On Friday, March 7th, as part of the Global Day of Unplugging, we're encouraging everyone to take a break from their devices, even if it's just a few minutes.
A recent survey found that 1/3 of adults could use some time apart from their phone, and 1/4 want to take an intentional break.
At U.S. Cellular, we want everyone to have healthy digital habits. Our mission is to connect people to what matters most. But sometimes what matters most isn't on our screens, it's right in front of us. This Global Day of Unplugging lets put technology in the right place in our lives.
Go to uscellular.com/built-for-us to share your participation and check out tips and resources to help you create better digital habits.
All right, good stuff there. It looks like the 2025 International Toy Fair just wrapped up, and Elizabeth Warner, the toy industry's premier player, she's got all the highlights for us.
Let's jump right in with our Monster Jam Mud Blasters Mutt Dalmatian Dunk playset. This is amazing. First, they're going to build the set. Then they're going to take that monster truck and put it into the first tank. That's got ice water in it. That's going to actually make the truck look dirty. They're then going to put it on top of that ramp, send it down. It'll jump into the second tank. That one's got warm water. And all of a sudden, that truck is going to appear clean again. The kids are going to love this. They're going to repeat play and also, of course, bring all their other trucks into it. Now, when it comes to our little one, Blockables are amazing. These are wooden blocks designed for little hands starting as early as age 2. They have really cool connectors so they can build them together. That way they can pick up whatever they built, pick it up, walk around with it. They're not going to fall apart. And the packaging itself opens up into a really cool play set and then can be utilized for storage at the end of the day. Now, when it comes to reading, Leapfrog has always helped our little ones through all stages of their reading journey. This is the Leapfrog Touch and Learn e-reader. It will be out in the fall. Kids are going to love this. It's fully interactive. They're going to be working on phonics, listening to stories, fairy tales, playing games. And as they work through this, they're going to listen. They can see the words on the screen, and they'll be working on word recognition and reading comprehension as well. And when it comes to entertainment, sometimes we want it to be screen-free. This is Tony's, the Tony Box Starter Set. This is an audio system where kids take their favorite Tony's character, and then they place it right on top. As soon as they do that, the box recognizes the character and instantly starts playing, whether it's songs, stories, interactive lessons that are in relation to that character. So we started with Elsa. We've got SpongeBob, Cookie Monster, Moana, Spider-Man. They have everything, the kids' favorite books, even little Tonys that help them go to sleep. So this is definitely something to look for.
And now some great skincare products for the new season.
The cold weather takes a toll on our skin, but with the right products, you can feel your best all season long. Board-certified dermatologist Dr. Alexis Stevens has more.
My top hair care recommendation is Head & Shoulders Clinical Strength Dry Scalp and Rescue Shampoo, available at Walmart nationwide. From the #1 dermatologist recommended brand, this product helps relieve stubborn dandruff and dryness. It's also gentle, so you can use it every wash. SPF is not only for the summer. Protecting your skin is essential every day. I recommend Olay's Complete Plus Daily Facial Moisturizer with SPF 40. From the #1 facial moisturizing brand, this 3-in-1 moisturizer protects, nourishes, and renews the skin's moisture barrier. In the winter, we're often wearing lots of layers. This causes more sweat and odor if you don't have the right protection. The #1 selling clinical antiperspirant is Secret's Clinical Strength Dry Spray. It's proven to fight stress, heat, and activity sweat.
These products are available at retailers nationwide.
There's still more Daily Flash. We also have some of the great stuff you need to know about. Check this out.
America's homeless crisis continues to worsen.
Nationwide, about 770,000 people are experiencing homelessness in this country. And that is largely driven by the fact that more and more people can't afford the rent and are therefore becoming homeless for the first time.
But there were some success stories.
Places like Miami and Chattanooga and Dallas, Texas and Spokane, Washington, they're actually seeing decreases. And that's largely because they are focused on getting people into permanent, affordable housing and the services that they want and need.
And there was an 8% decrease in homeless veterans nationally, achieved through prioritizing housing, supportive services, bipartisan leadership, and funding.
People need to make clear to elected officials that we want real solutions to homelessness that include housing and supportive services and, other things that may be locality specific.
Get more info at endhomelessness.org.
Follow the Daily Buzz on social media.
Hey, before we head into the weekend, we always like to give you our picks for Stream for the Weekends, where we tell you got something you got to check out on your streaming services. First up with Andrea, what's your pick?
Okay, my pick is this new sports documentary. It's on HBO Max. It's called We Beat the Dream Team.
I don't think I thought we would scrimmage them.
Best pickup game you're ever gonna play in your life. This is our moment. This is our dream. We're playing against our heroes.
If we lose, it's gonna be like the biggest upset in sports history.
We were humbled by the opportunity, but we also wanted to show these guys that we could play. And we were dumb enough to know that we could win.
It is the greatest story in sports that you've probably never heard of. A group of college basketball players on the select team beat the Dream Team during a scrimmage game in San Diego ahead of the 1992 Summer Olympics. It's been kept under wraps for many, many years, and now the story's finally coming out.
Huge deal.
I know you're a big basketball fan, but yeah, I would imagine they all went to the game. Well, we're the Dream Team. We really don't have to practice, and that's probably what happened.
It was that, and then like at the end, like Jordan got in there, and they were going at it too. They were chipping at each other. Wow. Well, to fast forward a couple of decades, my pick this week is the last roster of the USA men's team as we went to the Olympics, but this time they had a giant target on the back from the rest of the world. It's a 6-part series on Netflix, and it's Court of Gold.
The United States men's basketball team has won 4 straight Olympic gold medals, but the world is coming.
On va battre les Américains à Paris, le rêve d'une vie. Faut pas la laisser passer.
So this followed the U.S., France, Serbia, and Canada because they weren't sure who was going to win, honestly. The U.S. won, luckily, because Steph Curry decided to go off and put everyone to sleep. Luckily.
Okay, mine has nothing to do with basketball. A cyber attack takes place in the United States, causing chaos and thousands of deaths. It's not a real event. It's Zero Day, now streaming on Netflix.
Absolute nationwide terror.
Computer systems completely hijacked.
A significant number of casualties.
Every phone in America displayed the same haunting message. This will happen again.
What's 0 Day? Got Bobby De Niro. He's a former president called out of retirement to lead investigation. It's well acted. If there's some politics that are inside of it as well, so keep that in mind.
And a twist.
And a little bit of a twist.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. Good stuff. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Be good.
Peace and love.
Bye.